3, 2.
Oh, it is ready.
There we go.
He's wrapping up right now. We're going into draft, guys. Game number 2 draft in Inferno Shrines.
All right. Well, here we are in game number 2. Of course, swapping things around and heading into our first bans. I think we saw an instantaneous...
Arcane Sticks. No, Arcane Sentry. Okay.
Arcane, there we go.
I'm learning new things.
We finally learned. I mean, this is the time to do it, right?
Well, it's
before
called
we play
Arcane
the map.
Punisher, but I didn't know the exact term for that thing that spins around, the purple thing. But Ariel ban, most likely we'll see. Oh, actually. Oh, okay. Raven's in blue for some reason now?
We switched things over. So we did swap. That's what I'm used to, just in the other MOBAs, seeing teams like swap things around every time. So nice to see that, at least making me feel at home. So we have the Ariel ban. I think in game number 1, we had almost an immediate Morales ban that was insanely huge in day number 1.
Also, correction on my call. Raven actually did pick first pick, never mind. And ReZero chose the map, so it makes sense. Okay, it makes a lot more sense now. And Raven did pick first pick. That's why we have Raven on. Well, I don't know why we switched side, but that's exactly why they banned Ariel first time. But Morales is open, and Raven does like to team fight either right wing or Morales if they want to go for global, which they don't really. But instead, they want to control over the shrine here. They want to take control over the shrine in the solo lane. But insta pick up onto right wing, and Morales. The double supports are already here. Oh my goodness.
You can hear the Korean casters yelling from all the way downstairs because that is just insane.
Just insane. Double support. Oh my goodness. Scream all the way out. I don't know why.
I love support players. Okay, well, I mean, this is cool for a couple of reasons. Morales just super strong, and Right Wing certainly first pickable, and they get them both in the first rotation.
Oh, well. I don't know why the Korean casters were so hyped about the double support, because I'm not, as I always call this out, I'm not the biggest fan. I wish we go back to solo support, sometimes double support, but not like this all the time. But Right Wing, Morales, just S tier double support already picked up from ReZero. Raven, they should have expected this coming out. That's why I was calling out maybe Raven was just going to pick either Morales or Brightwing from the beginning. But with that Sonya pick, they have to lose both of the supports, top tier supports like this. What are they going to do now? Let's see the pick in 1 second.
They don't pick a time and they ran out.
Here comes Genji.
There we go. I mean, they're going to lock it in, and I mean, is that the right reaction? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, Garrosh was banned last time, so... And what was your question?
I was just asking about the Genji picks.
Oh,
It's
Genji.
the first time we're seeing Genji today.
So... Well, Genji, Raven does like to run Genji sometimes, along with Sonya. So Uther basically was a given ban. The Divine Shield onto Genji with the Dragon Blade will be just super strong. So Uther was obvious ban coming up from ReZero. And Tyrael, again, seems like a sniper. Oh, nice sniper. Sniped ban coming out against ReZero here. Raven just keeping their ban. They did their homework, but in the match, though, you do need to put in some adaptation. I feel like Raven needs that in order to come back into the series. So of course, they're only down 1-0, best of 7. But we saw this happening, similar things happening. No adaptation really made from day 1, and they ended up losing 0-4. Maybe we'll just see a repeat of that once more.
All right, so all the Angels banned out as we now come into the second 2 picks here for ReZero. We got super excited about the support picks. Which 2 picks can we also get super excited about? This is where they lock into more supports and we all lose our minds. Probably not, but certainly this will kind of flesh out their comp a little more.
Okay.
No
more supports, and Leoric locked in as a solo laner against Sonya, which had actually after the rework has an okay time against Sonya, and Greymane seems to be their hyper carry for the team. They love hyper carry Greymane, also Vala, and that's their team comp. They also have Global picked up, which they did not do too many during the open division, but they seem like they are really catching up with the meta. They know the meta. Brightwing just top tier right now. Raven, when Raven's just falling back behind, just staying with what they have been doing well in the HGC. Let's see how it works in this current meta with the Ana balance patch.
I mean, sometimes you kind of have to just stick with what you know, right? Not try to play other people's game, especially if you're not quite on top of your macro. That's gonna be a big mistake. So Last 2 picks coming in here for Raven.
Well, Chomu oftentimes when there are lots of supports banned or taken away did go to Malfurion. Even Karazim, maybe Darvish did play lots of Karazim, so I think that's a very... Either one or even both will be very likely to be chosen from Raven. Karazim solo support and Falstad.
Wow.
Okay, so this will be, I think this will be some changes. As Young used to play Falstad, sometimes you don't know exactly what's going to happen. And Johanna, it is Hyper Carry Greymane coming out from V0, but solo support Karazim, and Karazim's healing W, the Breath of Heaven, did get nerfed onto the cooldown from 8 to 10. Will be less healing coming out for sure.
Yeah, just because your champion gets nerfed, guys, you can still play him. Even things like Malthael getting banned here, still ban worthy.
Did you just say the C word? H, please. H.
Okay.
Hero. Right. No, we're all good. We are ready to jump into Inferno Shrines. Game number 2. Let's get into Inferno Shrines.
All right, well, welcome to day number 2 of the HGC Korea Crucible. I have just been informed that I have lost my job, so I have nothing to lose for the rest of this broadcast. Now I can go super crazy.
Yeah, you can be super toxic as you just point out if the players make crazy mistakes, as I did in game 1, like Uther going back into the mosh, that should not happen anyhow. And just point out the mistakes as you see it. It makes a huge difference in the team fight. Of course, also call out the super plays, and here we go. It's NMX on Falstad, and I don't think we have seen that at all from HGC. Maybe just a few times. It was usually Dion controlling that Falstad, but he's on Garrosh this time. And solo support Karazim. Let's see how well he does. He can keep up with his teammates. I think Palm is basically needed right now with so many DPS on your team.
And already we get to see kind of the lane assignments. No surprise, see Morales and Greymane just kind of sticking together. They're going to be buddies for life. We got a chance to see that really in action yesterday, and it's no surprise to see it once again.
Yeah, we can be Drake and Josh, like friends for life, you know?
They're like the co-caster heroes.
They're like the duos caster synergy, but on a show though. I love that show. But here we go with the global. They actually want the pressure in. I would like that choice, but just rotating here as Sonya and Leoric just having a fun time in the top lane. Let's see how they want to go with the rotation.
Nobody's going to watch
They're
that
focusing
lane.
on to rally. Oh, nicely done, but Morales is the key. Nice groundbreaker, 3-man groundbreaker, but still not enough. The damage was insane, but look at that healing coming out from Morales and the armor.
That's just so crazy. I mean, that's why we saw Morales banned in game 1. Like,
if you're playing Hero League, guys, just insta-pick Morales. Just insta
Morales
win.
or Brightwing. Yeah, there you go. They're both way up there. That is just super, super sick. Re-0. I don't want to call that getting an advantage, but they don't lose their hero. I'm just going to say hero as many times as I can this broadcast to make up for my earlier transgression. I know that there's shrines now, so at least I've progressing.
Yeah, man, this is exactly why they brought in Sonya here, as Darvish used to be melee for a long time ago, for a short time, as Sonya would just dominate over the shrine alone when they're making 4-man rotation into the other side. Just like this, Genji's coming up now, but Falstad still in the bottom lane, pressuring against the Brightwing, because if you leave the Brightwing actually will start to push a lot. Here's the fight going into focusing on to Darvish at the moment. Big line comes in, so all the damage is neglected for the moment. Here comes Brightwing, and Falstad does need to fly in soon. They're getting even in numbers.
Yeah, Falstad is, there we go, finally going to go ahead and fly all the way in. Does get into a nice position. Sonya right in the middle of everything. Dion dropping pretty low, but should be safe for now.
Karazim dashes out, and Darvish is the focus right now. The Greymane is just way too healthy with all those healing coming out from Morales this entire time. Raven just cannot sustain against the double support and super amount of healing against a solo support Karazim. I think Raven really needs to make their focusing on point, get their burst together on single target every single time. Unless that happens, they would basically fall against all the sustain here. Even Hamlin fails to dash out from the jump. Oh, that's a bad sign.
Hey, this is that Arcane Punisher we were learning about earlier, G-Clef. So now we know exactly what to call it. It is jumping in. And I mean, there's not a whole lot that you can do about that. It's going to crush through the first wall, and now that is the first wall. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm trying to keep track of everything. It's not going so well. But what I can keep track of is Morales being a boss. You were talking about Raven needing to focus. It'd certainly be nice if they focused Morales, but that's just not happening.
Yeah, focus Morales is the way to go, of course. But with this, and after 10, with Emerald Wind available, even Raven, when Genji comes in with the Dragon Blade from the side, even Sonya's Spear, even if it lands, I don't know if it's going to be perfect focusing. That Emerald Wind will be a big counter against all the dive from the other side. Basically, what Raven needs to do is have Garrosh as their initiator and pick one target with the taunt. They need to bring in the burst. Unless that happens, ReZero will basically dominate all the team fight because they have sustain, as I mentioned before. And this looks to be a very tough situation for Raven already.
Yes. It's
already.
Not good signs here. You shake the 8 ball and it's like, well, things are not looking good. You shake it again and it's like, well, no, still not looking good. It seemed to be a little bit off, like you said, in game 1 in the macro, but here, even when it just comes to straight up fighting, like you said, they kind of wanted to do with this map, they're not really a battleground, not really showing up.
Sonya's doing a decent job for the mat. Let's see how Raven wants to control. I think all the pressure is on Garrosh right now as DeYoung is just trying to have his way. On the previous team fight, how he aggroed in and out with the armor later on, it was okay, but you need that healing coming in. Karazim had to dash out. He was also taking aggro, trying to actually do damage instead of just healing their heroes.
That's what I never understand about when I play Karazim. It's like, well, what is kind of my role? Like, am I there to get in there and actually deal the damage, or am I more of that support style?
Well, Karazim is a great support, but solo support sometimes is very hard, especially in the double support meta. But when you dash, you need to take the aggro, do some damage, and dash out to heal your teammates. But with the nerfs onto the healing cooldown, it's a lot tougher, as you can see. The numbers are in favor of Raven at the moment. Darvish will just Warwind to heal himself back here.
Morales actually kind of frontlining right there, actually able to sustain through everything, even still. Not Morales, sorry. Morales is in the back. Sorry, there's a bunch of people walking around with big shields. It's hard for me to figure out. Okay, I could have blamed that one on the skins, okay?
I love their skins, though. The sustains are what's working for ReZero. And if you're having this long fight where you basically cannot have, like, the gust coming in before 10. So they're just winning and as you can see, Ralik, the Greymane player, is just going in because he's not scared. He knows that Morales will just heal himself back right after, even if he takes the damage. So in terms of damage trade, you will have to win. So all you have to do is go into damage when you see the angle. That's why they are taking these Punishers back to back here.
Yeah, back-to-back Punishers can break down another wall. What am I supposed to call the static defense structures they're defending there?
Well, let's hold on to that moment as we see Simdron onto Greymane, and Sonya just blows up as here comes the gust for the defense, but the Punisher is taking all the forward shots. Hamlin just blows up. No more Genji. Oh my, that was an insane one, and Leoric did not even go down on her health, and the March was not even used in that team fight. Of course, not even needed. Well, a stomp there by ReZero. They really knew how to position, when to focus. Their focusing is just off the chart compared to Raven.
Yeah.
And it seems like Raven's just panicking at the moment. When they had their heroics, they were just pressing R, just trying to do what they can at the moment. But the teamwork is just not there today.
Certainly is looking good for ReZero. I mean, maybe Animex is having a good time down there by himself, 1v1ing, but he's not going to get that opportunity to do that for long because these team fights have just been what ReZero is pushing over and over again, and it just seems like I mean, Morales is in like 0 risk 100% of the time, and when all that healing is coming out, like you said, Raven just can't deal enough damage to overcome it.
Yeah, there are lots of CCs from ReZero, and oh my, we have 7-sided. Seems like they're going all in, isolate one target.
Oh my God.
Try to...
We saw 7-sided yesterday on Karazim, right?
Yeah, but that was a double support. This is a different situation. Focusing on to Greymane, but the 7-sided is split it all apart. Here comes Brightwing. Emerald Wind to secure. Relic is getting all the heals back from Morales. Even Steam Drone. Genji cannot do that damage, but actually gets Brightwing, so nicely done there. But the focusing, the damage is already way too much done.
That is the scariest Greymane
That
I've
is
seen
disgusting.
in a while.
Amount of healing.
He tanks like the entire team, and Morales is just sitting there. It's like, I'm doing a thing, I'm doing a thing. And he's just healing him out of control. Greymane is really Relic carrying ReZero away.
Oh man! After the series, maybe I need to wear a dress here. This is insane. How Raven's
Have you
just
seen
getting
how large
wrecked.
my shirt is right now? It's basically a dress. This is my robe here, so we can do that together.
No thanks. Well, they are getting... Sorry, Raptor.
You're leaving me hanging, G-Clef.
I'm hurting your feelings. It's okay. Because I'm not you.
Astute analysis there, G-Clef. I'm glad we've established this.
Yeah,
I think that's something
I'm
that everyone can be a little bit more thankful of.
Oh, let's see. Solo support for now is not working. Let's see how they want to deal with talent down at the moment. And 7-sided, they've been getting splitted apart. It's not working when they want to focus on the Greymane. It was not enough, and Morales was not even healing at that moment. Raven's doing what they want to do. Seems like they know what they want to do and have the theme. It's not working at the moment. Brightwing coming onto Milky Way. They have Emerald Wind available, so they have to back out. Oh, this Punisher again. It feels like we're already into like 15-minute game, but not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, I look at the timer, I'm like, wow, we are actually really kind of speedrunning this, or at least ReZero is trying to speedrun their trip into HGC Korea. We got to watch it yesterday, a quick 4-0, but now, I mean, I think we're seeing the same thing over and over again. ReZero just consistently, time and time again, know how to handle these fights better.
Okay, Darvish was just splitting from the other side. They did, oh, the poly comes in. Greymane jumps into the wall. This may be a mistake, but here comes Well-Known. Look at the teamwork there. The saving his ally says, I gotta protect my team.
Oh, ye of little faith, G-Clef.
This is One Piece we're watching here.
Relic just totally knows his team's got his back. He's jumping in, which is kind of like Tiggers and bouncing. It's what Greymanes do best.
If you touch my ally, you go down because we're a team here. That's what they're saying. Greymane made a mistake, but team just covering up his mistake there. Nicely done. What you're just seeing just dominant team play right now.
That's what it looks like. And from an open league team, you really can't sleep on these guys. I know it's kind of the popular thing to kind of malign the players that are working so hard to get into HGC.
Into the gank on.
Can't do it.
Not even close.
Wow, Well-Known.
It was a good timing because Emerald Wind was not back for 10 seconds at that moment.
That's right.
But Well-Known just knowing what's going on in the map. Seems like they're all missing from the map. So let's be careful because lots of the time when it was a split like this, usually the Korean teams try to gank onto the top lane, most likely, because that's a solo all the time.
Okay.
And they did fail once more. And I think that was the window of them coming back into the game, 2 levels apart now.
Now, things coalescing down towards the bottom of the map. We don't even have, Falstad or the global. Actually, no, Brightwing is actually still way up top. But Falstad decides to come down, fight with Raven, trying to hold this off. But there we go, 7-sided strike.
Oh, great taunt, but the damage is not enough. There's the Emerald Wind. The blade will do nothing. The Gust saying thank you to Zero, but Dion does survive because of the Gust. But that's the chance where you have Greymane go in, just swipe that Genji away. Genji barely did nothing. The moment he pressed that R button, Emerald Wind was used. He couldn't really swing anything, do any damage.
This is the saddest Genji. Yeah, and I actually asked you during champion or hero selection. Damn, I'm doing it again. I'm like double losing my job.
You're double fired.
I was like, what is the point of Genji here? Is he going to be able to get in there and deal the damage that he needs to? The answer, unfortunately, is no.
Greymane's getting the stacks here. I mean, He will lose the stacks, but he's saying there's no way I'm going to die with right wing and also Morales. He's just saying this game will be dominant. He will not die in this game because he has to hyper carry, and yet when he wants to hyper carry, Ralik will deliver the things for the team. And Raven is just splitting on side here just to get to 16 to match up the talent, but the level difference is way too big. They want to possibly go all the way into the keep here as they have the camp, and also the Punisher will be pushing. This one will be the ice, but seems like they want to control over the macro big time. And Raven actually going in all the way to the keep wall. Seems like, let's see how far they can go. The banana is dropped from Brightwing.
I mean, it's only Genji here to defend. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do against this push from ReZero up top. Of course, down bottom, Raven is trying to make a push of their own happen. It's just not working out.
Let's see, the Frozen Punisher is on the way now. Along the camp is being dealt with, but let's see this team by Polydon onto Darvish, but ReZero does not have too much damage. They're just buying time as this Frozen Punisher is doing tons of... Let's see how well Raven aggroes this one out to the side. Okay, they are buying time at the moment, but Greymane just... See the positioning of Morales, just being safe in the back line. NMX needs to have a perfect Gus in order for them to really focus on to Morales, win the team fight. Seems like they want to go in and make the engage.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way, or at least it doesn't seem like there's a way that Raven can, just chunk through the front line and make it eventually back to the back. They're going to need something like that Gus to get back there, and they need to, because this Morales chained with Greymane is just something that they have not been able to deal with in any of these fights.
That burst into Garrosh was... That damage was insane from Greymane. You can tell that by the stacks he has. Greymane does not do that much damage, guy, but once he has those stacks at 7, he does an incredible amount of damage. Even Garrosh with that armor has to run away, and armor actually takes the damage out, and that was a crazy output of damage from Ralik, and he's just doing tons more right now. Let's see. Another set of camp will be pushing in.
Relic's just keeping, chunking away at the different turrets. When is
Leoric is thrown. I don't think that's the best target for Raven right now. Just keeping Leoric right now. Sonya jumps in alone. Again, Paulie, no healing coming out. Of course, Chom is onto the other side. They will lose the keep. They will be fine because they are about to hit 20. They have the macro control, level control. Just like in game number 1, we're seeing this all over again.
Absolutely, G-Clef. I mean, what is Raven supposed to do in a position like this? They
need the perfect angle. They need perfect dust onto 1 or 2 target, and hopefully that's Greymane and Morales, so they get to take both at the same time. Even just 1 will be fine because they do have the burst damage, but the teamwork is not there. They can't really execute what they have brought into game number 2 right at the moment. They just need one more team fight like that. Isolation, what they have brought. That's all they have tools. They have Garrosh, they have Falstad, they have Karazim to burst down percent damage wise, but not working at all at the moment. Brightwing seems to be coming in all the time with the Emerald Wind to counter all that,
Yeah, how do you get to that back line? So we're about to find out if Raven can find the answer here. I would certainly be really impressed if they were able to. If this is where they turn around their Crucible run, and I mean, it's going to have to be here, and it seems like they're falling further and further behind. ReZero already on the Shrine. Doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot to contest here.
Yeah, even upgraded Emerald Wind, it'll be even tougher for Genji to... I don't think we should be even watching Genji. He'll be off the team fight. Basically, it's really hard for Genji to go in or even to do any damage against all the right wing. The poly will work when he tries to do any damage. And like Lior's doing a fine job sustaining himself. He didn't die too many times, of course. Well, basically, I guess.
Basically.
Yeah, basically. Only 1 kill from Raven. That really shows the number there. As Seron just keeping up with his March. Seems like he wants to walk in and try to aggro a little bit here as the Punisher is coming in. Early Gus use. Seems like they want to go all the way in.
Yeah, Punisher jumping in. He's about to do it again, but certainly these
Ooh, they're
falling.
skipping the keep. They're going all the way to the core. They want to finish the game right now. They do have Stim available. And Greymane has to back off for the moment. There's the Emerald Wind. A big taunt. Seven side actually gets the Greymane out, so they will be lacking damage, but Punisher already doing the damage onto the core. Let's see how long this teamfight goes. Sonya goes down, but they do still have Falstad and Genji available. Let's see how long they can keep up with the teamfight. Greymane is gone, but seems like they have too much alive, and Punisher still walking onto the core. Seems like game 2 is going to be GG. Going again to ReZero. What a dominant game we've seen over and over. Ravens having a tough time acting against all the globals, the team fights, everything. Just pure dominance here.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, when you look at how dominant that Greymane Morales combo was, and then you think back and you're like, well, what were the first 2 picks? That's why the casters were getting excited about the double support. Brightwing just holding his own, doing the split push, having that global pressure, and then the Morales just way, way too strong. Almost guarantee that we see that banned in game 3.
Yeah, I think they have to ban it out, or you either take it. I don't think Sonya first pick just did not cut it for game 2. Darvish was working his way in the beginning in the Shrine, really controlling somewhat, but it was the double support that really had to sustain. So, and Kerosene solo support did work in 2016. It was pretty good. Palm or 7-sided back when solo support was a meta, but not anymore when you have to sustain. As all of us watched together, Raven failed to sustain, and they had to back up. They lost all the Punisher, they lacked all the EXP, and they were just pushed from the beginning to the end of the game. And seems like we're gonna jump into commercial break. We'll be back very soon, guys.